In recent times, the news has been somewhat samey. In the UK, we had over 3 solid years of Brexit, followed by, to date, 7 months of coronavirus. And the only notable things I can think of in between was there was a general election where we all had to vote for the person we thought would be least terrible as Prime Minister. And at present, in the news, there's a story about the British government not giving free school meals to school children when they're not at school. So thrilling stuff. Then there's the upcoming US elections. And from this side of the pond, it looks like 2 elderly sex pests, both campaigning on the grounds that they're slightly less mental than their opponent. So to break the monotony, over the weekend I scoured the news and found 2 news stories which have nothing to do with COVID or politics. And both of them are about women because that's how progressive I am. First up, in Florida, there's a story about a mother and daughter, Mary and Brittany, and due to the daughter's phobia of hot water, every day they shower together. That sounds like a sweet story. The little girl's afraid of the water, so her mother's showing her that it's safe and there's nothing to fear. Except that the daughter is 19 years old, and this sounds like something from a specialist porn site. Mother and daughter in the shower. I think we know how that film would go. The mother would be saying, oh, you need to make sure you're clean everywhere, particularly clean up in there, except it would be listed as mother and stepdaughter, because that's how porn companies get around making films for people who are really into incest. Personally, I think that the daughter needs therapy. Although it would have been better if she'd just been hit more as a child, and I'm not advocating violence against children, but sometimes kids just need a fucking good slap. I think they've developed an unhealthy codependent relationship, where the mother doesn't want the daughter to grow up, and the daughter can spend time every day living as a child. But someone who objects to this relationship is Brittany's boyfriend. Yes, she's in a relationship, and her partner thinks she should stop showering with her mother and move out of the family home. But that's never going to happen. Even after Mary has died, she'll end up sat in a rocking chair like Norman Bates' mother in Psycho. So I think the boyfriend has 2 options. Either just give it up as a bad idea and walk away, or join both of them in the shower, nail each of them, thus doing the mother and daughter combo and become a bloody legend. So these 2 ladies from Florida make me feel like I need to go and have a shower. But on the other side of the world, in Bangladesh, a woman has done the impossible by making cricket interesting. Cricket is a huge sport in that part of the world because Bangladesh used to be part of Pakistan, and Pakistan used to be part of India, and India itself was part of the British Empire. And the way the empire used to work was that the Brits would arrive, well, invade, take all the natural resources, subjugate the people, and shoot anyone who disagreed. And in return, we compensated them by showing them how to play cricket, the dullest sport on earth. For anyone unfamiliar with the sport, cricket involves the bowler hurling a ball, which is made of wood, towards the stumps, which are 3 pieces of wood, in order to knock off the bails, which are 2 smaller pieces of wood on top of the other 3 pieces of wood. And in order to stop that, the batsman, that's batsman, not Batman, Bruce Wayne has got nothing to do with this, he defends the stumps with a cricket bat, which is also a piece of wood. So essentially, a man throws a piece of wood towards some other bits of wood, and then the other man hits the bit of wood back away from the bits of wood he's defending. And then people try and catch the piece of wood to catch him out. And if that doesn't sound boring enough, cricket matches last several days. Anyway, 24-year-old bride Sanjida Islam and her husband are both professional cricketers. So they decided for part of their pre-wedding celebrations to host a cricket match. Sanjida went into bat and hit a 6, the equivalent of a home run in baseball. And she did that wearing full wedding attire. I imagine this felt somewhat awkward for the male guests who were also professional cricketers, because when men go into bat, we wear cricket pads, a box to protect the family plums, gloves and a helmet. Essentially, We look like we're one step away from being an extra in the Hurt Locker. But some lass has gone out, knocked the ball into next week whilst wearing a sari. This is like an American football game, where all the players are wearing their helmets and body armour. But the winning touchdown is scored by some bird wearing high heels and a ball gown. I have to say, I think she looks stunning. And I would be far more inclined to watch women's cricket if there was some sort of national dress included. Although I'm not sure what the England team would look like. Pyjamas and flip-flops and trying to bat while smoking a roll-up. I mentioned baseball, but that's a sport that's never caught on in mainland Europe or the UK, and I think a lot of that is down to snobbery, and I include myself in this. Because at primary school in Britain, we play a game called rounders, which is very similar to baseball, and then when we go to high school, we learn to play cricket. And I know I'm speaking on behalf of many British people, that when I've tried to watch baseball, that's when the snobbery kicks in, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, for God's sake, chaps, calm down, it's only bloody rounders. And there's also snobbery about the baseball glove. Because in cricket you don't wear a glove for fielding, even though a cricket ball is much harder than a baseball. So you spend hours on end staring into nothing doing sod all at the edge of a field. And when the ball finally comes your way, it breaks your fucking fingers. Anyway, there's 2 news stories that have nothing to do with COVID or politics. On a personal note, I would much prefer to watch the Bangladesh women's cricket team in the showers than Britney and her deranged mother. Thanks for watching.